Friends, how are you doing? It is July 21st. It's Monday. We're back in the market. What a roller coaster day of what happened today? Let's talk about it. I am in good spirits with what's happening today in the market, with what's going on. I'm going to be completely honest with you. This isn't a dramatic, like, oh my God situation for me. This is like, we're continuing what we're doing here. This is nothing new. So let's break it down. Let's go into it. I hope everyone is well. I really do mean that. But today, essentially, we had a rug pull kind of in the whole market, not just Big Bear. Like towards the end of the day, just the whole market went bloop. The Dow really shot down there. So that's kind of, the theme of what happened today, essentially. Before I go any further, I just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing to the second channel here. It is growing incredibly fast. I'm enjoying talking about other stocks over there. So that's all I want to say. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. So today, the Dow shot down towards the end of the day, right? Pretty much a lot of things went with it here. Tesla did pretty good today, but Tesla report, their earnings, it was that's a whole nother conversation all over the place, but still very bullish on Tesla there. SoundHound sold off a little bit today, the $11.70 still. I mean, SoundHound's still crazy expensive to me. Palantir sold back down to 151. I'm not going to talk too much about Palantir today at all. I'm going to focus more on Big Bear, but listen, this might be the last moment right here for Palantir to be at 151. This might be a blessing in disguise for what's about to happen here, because they're going into earnings, and I think we all know we're about to see some heavy-handed stuff. And with that conversation too, and this goes right into Big Bear talk too, Big Bear undoubtedly is in the situation of where Trump is talking this week here. He's talking on the 23rd. He is supposed to be talking more about furthering this conversation of defense, money spending, where it's going, security, tech, defense, all that kind of stuff. So it will put more pieces to the puzzle of what's going on here. I don't know, nor do I think he'll just come out directly and say like, hey, Big Bear's working with, us here. Hey, Palantir's working with us here. Hey, Oracle. Hey, all this. I don't think that is going to be the conversation, but I mean, we can hope. I mean, obviously that'd be great, but it will nonetheless keep pumping up the enthusiasm, the unknowns, the what if with what's going to happen here with these stocks that we're following, we're making money off of, and we love. So I expect this week to be very, very up and down here. So let's get into it. Let's go right into Big Bear. Like I said, I hope everyone's well. And I think I know a lot of people made some money today, and we're going to talk about that. So Big Bear, when it opened up today, it touched 860. Okay. So we touched 860 today, and then was holding there. It was like, what are we about to do here? Are we about to go up more? And then we just started to see the sell-off come. The market just couldn't support what was going on. We lost all of our tech stocks essentially towards the end of the day. So last week, the high we had with Big Bear came on Friday, and that was at 839. So that was the high for last week. Now, so far, Monday here, we have broke into 860. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, for everyone going like, well, man, we sold off to like, Big Bear's closing here. It's still playing around the 750 zone after hours. So essentially, we're at 7.50 cents here. We'll just call it. Friends, that's amazing. That's amazing. Listen, why is that amazing? Because if sevens are the new low, that's fantastic. That is a crazy place we can be, because last week we were, we bottomed out at 6. Now, obviously, we'll see what tomorrow brings here, but if 7 is the new low, 750, well, we'll take it. We'll take it. So I still think, obviously, that we are building a staircase out of Big Bear right now. No doubt about it. We're in this situation where it's just building another staircase. In this slow, gradual chipping away, this slow climb that we're seeing right now with Big Bear, this is so healthy, so healthy. You have to understand that. Listen, I know a lot of people get impatient. They're like, why is this not going to $20? It needs to go to 15, 20. Friends, give it a moment. Listen, I know this may sound selfish, but I don't want Big Bear to just squeeze to $20 tomorrow. I don't want that. Now, obviously, if it does, your boy's going to sell out. I will sell every friggin' piece of Big Bear I have. Because why? Because it won't sustain that number. At this moment, it won't sustain that number. Now, if it shoots up to $20 tomorrow, off of like they got a huge deal or something has happened, that's different. But just for Big Bear being squeezed, I don't want that right now. I don't want that because why? Because there's not enough strong pillars to hold up that huge price right now, especially when quarterlies are about to come out. Don't exactly know how quarterlies are going to play out here. And two is that it's going to fall hard. All the work that's been done, it will make it fall even more. What I want right now is what's happening. I just want Big Bear to continue into this. People are hungry for it. We keep chipping away at these numbers. Listen, we're going to be in $10 position here next week if this continues. That's amazing. So that's kind of where, and I don't want to be selfish towards anybody that's like, man, I want this to go $20. Listen, if it happens, it happens. Great. And I do think there's a very real conversation that, Big Bear could go to $15 to $20 here sooner than we're thinking, just off hype, just off, hey, maybe they are getting another deal. Hey, we're going to find out more about this situation this week with where defense budget money is going. In Big Bear, it may look like a clear-cut road of what's being chipped away here, where it might be going. So, we'll see what happens here, but I don't want to come on here and be like a push gossip, obviously, but I'm aware that Big Bear has squeezed before to $10 and some change. But if you were there and you remember that, if you didn't take your profit, you've been bag holding for a moment here if you haven't been buying your way out of it. So Big Bear is doing this very healthy thing here that I think even me, it's just amazing to watch it, how it unfolds here, because you got to think, this started at the beginning of July. It's only been 3 weeks, really 4. This kind of started like late, May. But essentially, we built up and back up into the 3s to the 4s, and then Big Bear, 4 weeks ago, essentially, 3-4 weeks ago, started building up into high 4s, 5, 6, breaking in 7. Now we're breaking into 8s here, and we're getting closer and closer to these 9s. The thing is that what you have to realize is that we're not losing ground. So does that make sense? We're not losing much. There's some tidal waves coming at us from a Monday through a Friday in these trading weeks, but essentially every week we're going higher. Okay, so we're not exactly, losing much here. Now, today we hit at 860. Now, is that going to be the high for the week? Was that it? Are we going to play around this 7, low 8 the rest of the week? Maybe we'll bleed down to a high 6. Maybe, possibly, very possibly. It's going to depend on what this week brings. I think there's going to be a lot more hype and attention this week to tech stocks and stuff. I honestly like that this happened today. I like that Big Bear was pushed early, then it fell with the market, and that this is happening on Monday, because usually a lot of the times you see the sell-off come towards the end of the week in the market. That's usually kind of what we see. But we start off Monday here with a huge sell-off, so this could be positioned. I know a lot of people, because I saw comments where people are like, I sold out today at 820, I sold out today at 830, I sold out at 850, and then some people are like, I bought back in at 780, I bought back in at 760, or maybe you're still waiting to see what happens tomorrow. So, and obviously everyone's playing this different. Okay, you've got short-term, you got option traders in here, you got long-term traders, and maybe you're playing all the different ways to accumulate and make money out of Big Bear right now. Big Bear is so healthy when it comes to volume and trading right now. It's kind of hard to get stuck in it at this moment, because like I said, it's offering investors huge positions in from a Monday through a Friday here, where you're able to swing trade it. It's a very, very healthy stock right now. If you're new to me talking about Big Bear, the one thing that I can say here is that a lot has changed here with the conversation of Big Bear. I used to get a lot of comments where people were like, and it's funny because a lot of this is new. 4 weeks, 5 weeks ago, I was still getting comments where people are like, Big Bear is a crap stock, don't put your money in it. They have massive debt, they've never done anything, they're not going anywhere. And when I see that comment, I go, well, that's true. That is, a lot of that is true, 100%. And I've addressed that from day one, since October, November, whenever I started yapping about this. But what you have to understand, and that person that's writing that comment may not know, and I don't mean to be mean by any means here, but if you're writing that comment, what you have to know is if you're in here listening to me talk and you're like, what is the hype right now with Big Bear? What's the big friggin' deal? The big deal is that it's not the past 10, 8 years, 5 years of Big Bear we're looking at. It's the past 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 8 months, essentially what's been going on here. A radical change has happened in the stock market, leadership of where things are going right now, the zeitgeist of the market, the hype, everything, and not to mention, number one, Big Bear. So much has all of these elements, have happened here, to really just change everything. So we've gone from Big Bear back in November being a $2 stock on a good day, where no one was, when I first made my video, one of the first times I started talking about Big Bear, I think it got like 800 views because no one was wanting to hear about Big Bear. And I get it. Listen, if Big Bear wasn't getting these government contracts, these big partnerships in this moment where Trump is spending, $1 trillion on defense, and that's probably still going to grow, in security, and Trump wasn't so obsessed essentially with AI and defense, all that mixed together, I don't think a lot of us would care. That's okay to say. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying that. We're in Big Bear right now because of what could keep coming here, because of what has happened. That's okay. That's not rude to say. That's 100% the truth. So, Big Bear has had a huge makeover. 100%. I mean, this went from like, we're going to tear this house down to like, hey, we're remodeling the whole thing. And it's still messy. It's still a construction zone, and it is still a labor of love. And like I said, we're going to have tidal waves. Today, the market started off, everybody was like chipper, happy, like, oh my God. And then the tidal wave just slammed in. So I know a lot of people were able to take profit today, and then a lot of people, maybe you didn't, maybe you're just sitting back and you're like, I'm good, I'm waiting this out, I've got my piece of it, I'm just watching at this point. Completely understand that too. When it comes to options trading, Big Bear right now, to me, I've seen a few people talk about options. That is something that I don't talk about too much, because option trading is completely up to you. And right now, obviously with Big Bear, it's really hard to pinpoint what you're going to get week by week because of these huge tidal waves that are coming from it. The only thing that I can say at this point that I'm fairly comfortable in as an investor in Big Bear, swing trading even one of my positions in and out of it, trying to compound position, another position, a higher position with it, is that, like I said from the beginning, each week we're ending essentially, either it's on a Monday or somewhere from a Friday, in a higher position than what we've had. So that is a very North Star positive thing that we can keep looking at. That's another positive for Big Bear. Was today our high, and now the rest of the week is just meh? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. We're going to see what happens here. The market may hold off tomorrow. The market may go, we're going to take it easy. And then, the market's waiting for Wednesday, because everybody knows what's coming Wednesday. It's no secret. It's all over chat rooms. It's all, my buddies are talking about it. Everyone I'm seeing is like, we're waiting for Wednesday here. We're waiting for Wednesday when Trump starts talking. And listen, it may just be like it may not be much. I don't know. It may not be much. He's kind of already talked about this. I think it was like July 11th, 15th. It was a while back here, 2 weeks ago. And he said Trump things in it, but still it wasn't really, it was essentially what I just said in a ballpark broad statement of talking about defense, all that kind of stuff. So this one that he's supposed to talk about, with winning the AI race and all this kind of stuff and pushing into defense, security, even maybe I'll talk about crypto more. I don't know. But we'll see. We're all in this boat together where we're like, What is he gonna say? What is he gonna say? Now Trump has done stuff before where, months ago when he first came into office, he literally brought the CEO of Oracle beside him and gave a interview and said, hey, Oracle's working with us. This is what we're doing. I mean, who knows? Now, if something like that were to happen again, I think probably that person standing next to him would not be the CEO of Oracle. It could be Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir. So shine some light over on Palantir, like Palantir needs more light at this point. But that's kind of what I would think for this particular week, what's going on. Now, obviously, if we listen, if Wednesday we see Trump on TV or on YouTube standing next to Kevin, is standing next to him, the CEO of Big Bear here, I think all of us are going to pee our pants because, Big Bear is going to go freaking nuts. But that's gossip. We're just in here like little schoolgirls. That's what we want. But obviously, I'm gossiping. I have no rhyme or reason. Listen, if I knew, I've got a big mouth. I think I would say something at this point. You know me at this point. I would say something. So fingers crossed that something like that will happen. I don't know. But one thing I can say, it's Monday. There's still a lot of volume, still a lot of volatility, good, bad volatility in the situation of what we're watching right now that could occur here. So, friends, like I said, I with Palantir, I fully suspect that Palantir will slowly start to chip away at this $50 zone again this week. Quarterlies are coming out here soon. They're coming out soon. So that is happening. Just 21 days from now, they will be out. So get ready. Listen, Big Bear, by the time these quarterlies come out, it could be at $10, $11. Who knows? I kind of think it will, to be honest with you. But listen, the thing too is that Palantir is supposed to come out with their quarterlies before Big Bear. So we could even see like this situation that's kind of been happening where Palantir comes out with great quarterlies, which they're gonna, it's no secret at this point. And then that could really push more eyes on the Big Bear because people are already buying Big Bear because they think it's going to be the new Palantir. And I've already had that conversation. I'm not here to have that conversation, but that you want to talk about opening a can of worms, having people fight over you, having fight in the comments. If you compare Palantir to Big Bear to Palantir, people flip out. But what I'm saying is, Palantir nonetheless will execute quarterlies here. So when that happens, we could see a lot of that push and hype just bleed right into Big Bear. So if you're stuck today and you're like, oh my God, I bought this at 860. What was I thinking today? Whoa, calm down. Don't beat yourself up. For God's sakes, if you've learned anything so far with Big Bear and this chart that's being built up right now, with this staircase that we're watching here, for God's sakes, don't panic sell. I mean, that's insanity. Listen, there's probably going to be some more tidal waves this week up and down, but watch what happens here. This is the week that I would be very careful panic selling. I'd be very careful panic selling. Obviously, do what you want to do. But friends, I'm going to shut up. I wish all of you the best of luck. Very excited about what's coming this week, and I think we're going to make some more money. Friends, take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.